In this episode, I will show you a few different ways to record guitars in home studio. My name is Tomasz Frankiewicz. My solo music project is called Sinneth. In my previous video, I was talking about recording drums, and I mentioned need of using USB interface. This will apply to this episode too, so I'm going to show you the interface first. But before we talk about it, it is a good opportunity to take a look at the computer suitable for home recording, as you will be connecting your interface to it. I assume you got one already, and for guitar recording you probably don't need anything special. I may explain more about this in next videos. For now, we can just simply say we got two options, desktop or laptop. If you wish to record electric guitar, it doesn't really make any difference, but when you want to record acoustic guitar using microphones, then you will quickly learn that desktop computer fans can make significant noise and affect your recordings. Most laptops now are fanless and produce much less noise. For most of my recordings, I use desktop computer I built for the purpose of my home studio, as I often use multi-track VST orchestral samples that requires more powerful computer. But occasionally I switch to my old laptop when I want to record with microphones. You may also find laptop easier to use if planning live performances. So let's see how we can record guitars in a home studio. We have two options. One is to connect your guitar directly to the interface, and then the signal is going to the PC. In the second option, your guitar will be connected to the amplifier. A microphone will take the sound to the interface, and then it will go to the PC. If you wish to use some guitar effects, you can connect it in this way. For acoustic guitar recording, it will need a microphone connected to the interface too, and then it can be recorded on the computer. As you can see, the USB interface is always needed. So let's take a look very briefly at this particular one. This model becomes very popular to use for a home studio. It has two mono input sockets for a 1/4 inch jack or the XLR microphone cable. So what we have here is an external computer sound card with a preamp that allows to record two audio signals to the PC at the same time. It is unlikely you will need more than two sockets for home studio recording. Here we need to discuss the input options. If you connect your guitar directly, you should switch to the instrument. If you connect through amplifiers, effects, or your guitar has active pickups, like my bass guitar here, then it is recommended to use line instead. Using instrument can damage your equipment. If you are using condenser microphones, you must use XLR cable, which works only with this 48-volt button turned on. For dynamic microphones, you can just use a normal 1/4 inch jack cable. What is, in my opinion, the most useful feature of this unit is this little switch here. That allows you to have direct monitoring. This is the single thing that makes a huge difference in recording. If you are familiar with a term latency, you'll know what I'm talking about. Latency is a big problem in recording using computers. as you will hear the sound with a delay. Computer and the software are processing the signal, and as a result, you will have the latency. It was the most annoying thing when I started recording music, as whatever you do, your recording is never perfectly in time, because it was recorded milliseconds earlier than you would hear it. Milliseconds may sound like not much, but it is noticeable and highly irritating. You will have to manually adjust it later. In this unit, the problem has been solved with one simple switch. We have an option now to hear our instrument or voice with zero latency as it's been played or sung, and it will be recorded exactly in time. You can connect both your headphones and studio monitors to the unit and have separate volume knobs for both. For a budget guitar recording, you can use a very simple and cheap guitar USB interface, like this one, and free virtual effects and virtual amps. But you have to accept the poorer recording quality and the fact that you can't avoid latency. Okay, so what is my solution here? I connect my guitar to a multi-effect guitar processor with built-in preamp. With the direct monitoring switch on, I will only hear what comes from the instrument and the multi-effect. So, how much does it cost? The computer I use was upgraded for about £300. Powerful laptop might be much more expensive. The budget USB interface is about £30. Focusrite Scarlett 2i2 I got for £120. Boss GT8 guitar processor I got second-hand for £100. My guitars are also second-hand buy. So as you can see, you can start recording guitar in a budget option for just about £30. In the next episode, I'll tell you more about headphones and studio monitors, as well as some software I'm using for recording. So if you like it, subscribe now. You can tell me more about your thoughts and what you have in your own studio in the comments below. For now, have a lovely day and see you next time.